The little bees, the ones in the train. When you're on the train and it goes. That's not a bee noise. Bees, I've never heard a bee going. I didn't know bees were capable of making such a noise. So I was really surprised when I found out that the bees were actually in the engines of these trains and that's how these things go. That was really shocking to me. I didn't realize that's how that happened. I mean, I really didn't know that bees could make that noise. I guess it does kind of make sense. Like, why would things only make one noise? Like, why is it that bees only go buzz? Like, no, of course they don't. That doesn't make any sense. Communicating with each other, what, they're just going to go buzz, 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 buzz. Like, that makes no sense. How many forms of buzz can you say to go back and forward? It doesn't make much sense at all. It's like cows when they meow each other. Sorry, they moo. Meow. Maybe cows can meow. That's my point. It's like they don't just go moo. They don't just go. Like there's obviously different noises they can make as well. Not every animal just makes one noise, and so like it's kind of propaganda. We're feeding children propaganda when they're growing up, and we're giving them like these little storybooks, and we're saying, oh, a duck goes quack, and a dog goes woof, and a cat goes meow. Okay, that's a really simplistic way to view the world. So a dog is just like boiled down to one simple sound it can make. What about the fact that it can growl? What about the fact that it can sigh and huff and puff and cry and whinge? Like what? Why are we just like putting this down to, well, they only bark, or ducks, they only quack? Like, clearly that's not the truth. Animals make more noises than just the one that we're associating with it. Like, I can moo, I can go, but no one's calling me a cow. Watch it in those comments. But no one's calling me a cow. Why are we saying, well, cows moo? Well, so can I. I can oink. So pigs oink, I oink. I can quack, quack, quack. I can make all sorts of noises. It doesn't make me that animal. So why is it that when we say quack, we just think duck? I think that's really simplistic of us. Anyway, these little bees making these noises in the little engine rooms and making the gears go, I mean, that's really impressive. That's really stupendous. I'm really proud of them for that. I think good job, bees. But people are taking advantage of the bees. These big companies, they're taking advantage of the bees. They're taking advantage of the bees' labor. I don't think the bees are being paid fairly enough, and I don't think they've managed to gather well enough to really like go on strike or anything, which they probably should. I think they should be getting paid better. I mean, for all I know, they're not getting paid at all. I mean, I've never seen a bee at the bank. I've never been waiting in the line at the bank and going up to like deposit money or withdraw something or put in a check and I guess I better wait because there's a bee in front of me and the bee's standing there. He's waiting for his turn. Like, I never see that happen. So yeah, so I would assume that bees aren't getting paid, because if they were, then they would be at the bank. They would be at the bank depositing money just the same as the rest of us. But they're not. And so that really does make me think that these bees are not being paid for their labor and making the trains go. And I mean, so maybe the Americans have, that's maybe one thing the Americans have got right about like a lot of Europe. We have all these really amazing train or tram lines and stuff. We've got like great stuff here. Very interconnected with this public transport, but if it's all done on like the hard labor of these bees and they're not even being paid for their work, then maybe the Americans are right to not build these infrastructures and be like kind of backwards in that regard. Maybe it's better to have their thing. Although but then the stupid Americans like, okay, we'll not do well for our human workers, but we'll do we'll do well for the bees. Like, that's kind of weird as well. So screw America. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like the bees need some better protections in place. The bees deserve better protection, especially for all they do for the world. I mean, human beings, what do? We're just horrible things, except for me, obviously. But the bees are great things, and humans are horrible things. And the bees are like, they're the things that make the world go round, pollinating nature and the rest. And like, we need that, and it's not very good if that goes away. And so I think the bees should be our priority. We should definitely be finding them like more sustainable housing as well. Like, I don't understand how they can be comfortable living in these little hives. Maybe they're just like so polite that they're just happy to be crammed in like that. Like, these must be the most polite creatures in the world. Like, just hiding away in these little comb things. I never even knew you could get combs that weren't for your hair until like a couple of weeks ago. I thought that was really strange. But like, they're all cramped in there and they're just too polite to say anything about it. Like, why aren't we giving them some homes? Why aren't we doing things for these people? I mean, they're giving us free labor they're just working and making these trains go. They're just buzzing away in these little train room engines for nothing. Why would they do that? I don't understand. Like, what are they getting out of this? Just the pleasure of helping the world? Like, that's why they pollinate things. Oh, we really like pollinating things because we like the world to go around. See, I hear a police car outside. Is that a police car? Maybe it's an ambulance. Maybe it's a fire truck. I don't know. I think it's probably a police car. I hope they're a way to help a bee right now. I hope they're not wasting their time on some stupid human who's just calling up because, I don't know, someone stole a plant out their garden. I hope they're away helping a bee. I hope a bee's reported a crime. I hope they're helping that little bee because the bees deserve better from us, folks. They do. I mean, I've discussed this before. I think there's lots of things we need to do for the bees to give them a better time here on planet Earth. But I think a good start would definitely be to pay them fairly for the work they do in making our public transportation run and specifically making the trains work.